Rich Risings. I want to begin first off, before even starting this video or going any further with the video, with giving praise and honor to God for everything. My heart is full this morning because I want to pull cards, but Spirit said to talk and to let people know who you are and whose you are, so they can understand and get a feeling, so they can understand that they're not in this alone or by themselves, that we all have a walk and a spiritual journey that we have to go through. And even though it may feel uncomfortable, everything that we already asked for and everything that we already manifest is here. We just have to go through the process. So today I hope that what I share with you can inspire you in your spiritual journey, and just know that this isn't me speaking, this is God speaking through me. Because I want y'all to understand that you're not out here by yourself. When I started my spiritual journey, it started before I even knew it started. With the gift of insight, the gift of speaking things into existence, the gift of seeing and feeling other people's emotions and what they were experiencing, or seeing what could happen, since I've been a kid, but I took it lightly. And God uses certain things to get your attention. And I can honestly say that I had so many things that happened in my life that I should have paid attention and noticed, like, okay, Portia, this ain't right. Like, okay, you see this keep happening, or you seeing this happening. Like, yo, what's going on? You got to pay attention to what's going on. But me, being rebellious, whatever, I don't care. Like, it happened, it is what it is. Oh, well, my life, something always bad happening, something always going on. What's new? Not even knowing, like, God was trying to get my attention. I thought the most important thing that let me take that back. Let me rewind. At that time, I was young and dumb in a lot of areas, especially when it comes to on a spiritual standpoint of my life, in the direction I was going, because I had no direction. It was just, I'm living, I'm doing what I want to do, like, and I'm going to keep it pushing and ignoring my gifts as I go. And either you use it or you lose it. That's what I was taught. But I didn't know if God said, oh, no, you are who I called to do this, you're going to do it. Oh, it's no pressure, but you going to feel it, like, girl, don't play with me. My father's death in 2011 catapulted I can't even put it in words, the experience of that. Because I felt like I died when my dad died. A little back history, my father was murdered back home in South Carolina by a white cop. Yeah, my father was unarmed, and he shot my dad. Yeah. And that, the day before he died, God told me, go see your dad. I ain't going over there. I got these tickets. I'm going to see Usher. Oh my God. Like, I was amped. I'm going to see Usher. I'm not going to my dad's house like, whatever. We ain't talking like that right now. He mad at me. I'm mad at him. Both of us being stubborn. But God told me, May the 1st, go see your dad. And I was like, I'm going to go. Then I was like, nah, I ain't going. May the 2nd, that morning, I had a premonition. That's what people call it, a premonition, but I'm going to call it what it is. God gave me vision. God gave me insight and said, somebody, at the time when it happened, my spiritual mother was in the hospital. So when the vision came to me that someone was about to die, my mind immediately went to her. And I'm calling her. This 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm calling her. And she said, how you know I was in the hospital, baby? She said, how you... The spiritual connection between me and her was deep, where she was like, she knew I was going to call her, but she told me I was all right. And I told her what I saw. And she told me to pray. And I did. I got up. I felt better. I was like, okay, that's over and done with. She fine. Whew, breathe. I still felt uneasy, but I got up and I went to work. I ain't been to work 3 hours. And my dad was murdered, cold-blooded, in the town he was born and raised in. Yeah. And that took me in a whole whirlwind of what? Like, what are you trying to do, God? Like, why this happened to me? My baby dad done left me. I'm out here a single mama with 3 kids. I ain't got a house. I ain't got a car. I ain't got nothing. Just me and my kids. And I'm sitting here trying to work on a relationship with my mama, trying to work on a relationship with my dad, and you took him away? Just couldn't understand it. Just couldn't grasp what was going on around me. So I went inner, and I went in this whole turmoil. I call it turmoil because after his funeral, it was like, I ain't care about nothing. It was drinking, smoking, having sex when I wanna, didn't care the consequences behind it. Like, was out here, and I was a whole grown woman with kids, but my mind was so all over the place, I couldn't even concentrate to even be like, yo, Portia, you really see yourself out here messing up? Like, you really out here? Like, but it was anything to take my mind off of the pain I was feeling. And I said, I need to get back in the church. And I did. But at the same time, the things I was seeing and the things I was feeling, I couldn't get within my church. So I went to another church. And God spoke to me during that time and started telling me about my gifts. And I was like, okay, I accept it. Then I was like, nah, I ain't feel like that. And it was like a back and forth thing over and over and over and over again. Then experienced a little thing called church hurt, whereas then you got elders in the church and it's like, instead of supporting you or embracing you and meeting you where you at, it was more of a attack. And not just on me, but it was to my children. I was like, I can't have my kids in the environment feeling as if like they're not worthy. So I pulled back, and as I was pulling back, I felt like I was hearing God more and started seeing things and started wanting more and just wanted to feel God on a more on a deeper level. I'm not going to say spiritual level. I'm going to say on a deeper level, because it's more than just, oh, I pray, I pay my tithes, I knew it was more than that. And then I met Kiki. Kiki was introduced to me through my friend, through my best friend. And I remember Talisha going to Kiki one day, and I just finished reading Essence magazines about, and they were talking about crystals. And I was like, yeah, because, you know, I would find rocks and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is so pretty, blah, 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 blah. And then got involved with crystals. So when T was inside the store, I was like, friend, get me a crystal. I want an amethyst. I want that purple one. I want an amethyst. Right? And I said, I want a rose quartz. And I remember staying in my 2-bedroom trailer, putting my crystals in the windowsill, praying, asking God for change, and reading my scripture and meditating and praying. Then I was like, all right. Connecting with start seeing my dad in visions. Start seeing people that died in visions. Women that were pivotal in my upbringing. Miss Bessie, Miss Ella May, Miss Ella. Start seeing them and feeling their presence, and then start thinking about certain things that they taught me after my grandmother died about. If you had a bad dream, baby, read Psalms 37 and pray over yourself, and you'll be able to go to sleep. Or somebody bothering you, somebody keep coming to your house, you don't want them coming to your house, put some red brick dust around your porch. I'm thinking like, why is all this stuff coming back to me? Things that I remember doing as a child. And you know how sometimes, like, parents can teach you things and then it'd be like, it'll go over your head. Then when you become an adult, you be like, dang, that's what they were. That's what I experienced. That's what I experienced. And started studying ATR, which is African Traditional Religion, because I was like, I know there's a God. And I want to clear this up, because people are like, oh, you know, when you dealing with hoodoo or you dealing with this and that, you don't believe in God. Nah, hoodoo ain't nothing but God. Hoodoo ain't nothing. Everything that is taught in hoodoo ain't nothing but Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. That's hoodoo. That's hoodoo. Yo, our grandma's been doing this. And for years, people was trying to demonize it. But all I kept feeling in my spirit was, and that I later learned that was true, that I got a confirmation, was that our ancestors used this hoodoo to survive and to thrive. If it wasn't for hoodoo, we wouldn't be where we at right now. So all that stuff, I started studying like hoodooism, because they call it hoodooism. But I don't want to call it hoodooism. It's my heritage. So pretty much I take it as in, like, I'm studying my grandma, my granddaddy. I'm studying my great-great-grandparents. Because the things that they taught me, even with, like, New Year's resolutions, right? He cooking that black-eyed peas, field peas, cooking some collard greens, having money in your pocket when you walk through the door. All that is hoodooism. All that is hoodoo. And I started, like, reading it, and I'm like, oh, I remember my grandma did this. I remember my grandma did that. And I remember when my grandmother passed, my grandmother Renee, when she passed, I remember, I call her mom. And I remember when she passed, that's when everything shifted for me. But all the other grandmothers in the community and the mamas in the community took hold of me and showed me certain things and taught me certain things that built me up. And when I was home, I felt isolated. Whereas in, like, what direction am I going? What am I doing? Who am I doing this for? And God said, you got to leave. And it's me, man. I just came back from Charlotte. I've been in Charlotte I've been in Charlotte for a long time. I've been in Charlotte about a good 8 years. And you mean to me, and I came back home. No, how long was I in Charlotte? Let me backtrack. Because I went to Charlotte, that was 2003. I came home so 7 years. And then I stayed in South Carolina. And then, after my dad died and everything, but God said, nah, it's time for you to go. And I couldn't understand why I need to go. And then we moved to Georgia, me and my best friend. And the minute we moved here, it's like the spiritual journey that we were going on, it got deeper. I'm talking shadow work. I'm talking about waking up in the middle of the night crying and don't even know. Feelings of heaviness, feelings of, it was a lot. But at the same time, it was the lessons that were learned was so impeccable and that was so powerful. It's like we evolved. And y'all forgive me. Yo, God is good. Because for so long, I felt the need to hide my gift because my gift wasn't accepted. And then I also felt the need to hide my gift because I'm feeling like, who am I to come and try to tell somebody how they should heal when I'm still healing? But healing is it's not linear. It's not no, oh, I'm going through this healing journey and then boom, it's an end. It's not an end to healing. It's a constant, ever flowing, ever going thing. You gonna heal one thing, boom, then here comes something else. Here comes something else. I ain't trying to pretend to be God. I ain't trying to pretend like I'm Jesus. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm Yamaya or Oshun. Yo, I'm me. I'm Portia. I'm just like y'all out here. Do I have things that go on in my life that I don't understand? Yeah. All the time. Do I cry? Do I go through hard times? Yeah. But one thing I realized that majority of the hard things that I go through is not for me, but it's for somebody else. And sometimes it can be because of my act of my disobedience. But majority of the time it's something where God is preparing me so I can be a vessel to somebody else. And I felt like what I was supposed to be doing, I was supposed to be doing within the church. Not understand that I am the church. I am the church. I am his temple. God lives in me. Everything that I do, every prayer that I speak, every affirmation I speak, everything I manifest, every card I pull, everything I do because God gives me the ability to do it. Yeah, I do it because God gives me that ability. God gave me that gift. And I'm humbled because I'm not going to sit here and take credit. I'm just doing his word. It is my goal to reach as many Black women and men as possible before this flesh leaves this earth. It's my goal to touch my children and to teach them and to give them an inheritance of power. It's my goal to heal my diaspora. I don't take this lightly. I know people joking, oh Lord, that girl doing roots, or that girl. Everything that we read, everything that we do, it ain't new under the sun. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. I just wanted y'all to understand that what I do, it comes from a earnest place in my heart. Because I know how it is to feel lost. and confused about what's going on. And with the state of our world right now and our mental health, we gotta take action. Like, we have to take action. We have to move forward. We have to take initiative and be like, okay, like, let me get me in alignment. I keep looking at my lashes because that thing, yeah, I'm joking. But we got to get in alignment. So before I pull these cards today, I just want to inspire somebody and tell somebody that God hears you, God sees you, and God said to tell you it's already done. We just got to go through the process. Meditate, pray, fast, move your body, do some yoga, walk 30 minutes. Feed your mind constantly to protect your mental. Our ancestors did it daily and survived brutal treatment. And the same thing that was instilled, the same power that was instilled in them is instilled in us. It's in our DNA. We just got to get it. We just got to grasp it. That's why I do what I do. Because my thing is, God said faith without works is dead. So I always make sure to put in work when I'm sitting here and I'm like, let me pray. Let me fast. Let me light these candles. Let me do some Reiki. Reiki is energy healing. You gotta heal our energy. Everybody's so worried about what the outer look like. It ain't even focusing on what's on the inner. Yeah. And today I'm gonna pull cards from my Hoodoo deck, my Hoodoo Tarot deck. Yeah. And I want to say that I know, like, for a lot of, you have to be careful when you on YouTube or on Instagram and say, like, this is for entertainment purposes and everything, so nobody don't try to sue you or whatever. Look, I'm protected, I'm guided, and I'm going to do what God tell me to do and what God calls me to do. I share. This card fell out. The Four of Knives. Four of Knives. I shade that fell out. The Four of Knives, that card says to pray, to meditate, to think, to actually rest. To rest. I like to think of it as resting in God's power. Resting in God's power. Praying, meditating, taking time out to speak with God directly and tell God how you feel and what you're feeling. Not to beg, but you're going to God and you're talking with God and you're talking with your ancestors and you're asking them for guidance and you're asking them for clarity. And you're affirming that they will give you that inner peace. They will give you that guidance. They will give you that clarity. So today, make prayer the beginning, the middle, and the end. Make it a constant thing. When your mind tends to go to the left, bring it back right by praying and concentrating. You got to stay focused. What if Jesus lost focus? What if God lost focus and be like, we would be messed up. And I'm sitting here like, how did Jesus stay focused? Jesus prayed. Jesus rested when he needed to rest. Jesus didn't worry. Jesus confirmed and affirmed everything that he said. He affirmed and confirmed all of God's promises. Every last one. Every last one. So today, I pray that you find your inner peace. I find that you find your guidance. I find that you find clarity. I find, most importantly, I pray that you find yourself. To know thyself is to know God. To know God is to know thyself. God stated that we were created in his image. So because he's a God, that same power, he instilled that in us. He already gave us everything we needed. Everything. We just got to tap in. And I just want y'all to take what I said today and remember just to pray and to meditate and to fast and to think about God, to keep your focus on God at all times. And if you ever need guidance or anything, you can contact me, inbox me, DM me. I'm on Instagram at PrettyRichP and also at JustADropBuff, all both on Instagram. Or you can contact me here on YouTube. Because honestly, all we need is just a drop. You need just a drop of abundance, just a drop of faith, just a drop of peace. That's why we named our journey Just a Drop. Because when God and our ancestors saw us in our broken state, they brought us back with just a drop. Gotta have faith, the faith of a mustard seed. Mustard seeds are small, they are tiny. Like, that's all God is asking us to have is the faith. So be faithful, be vigilant, be prayed up. Focus on God today. Focus on what the vision he gave you. Focus on you. The wisdom, the power, the anointing he gave you. Focus on that. Y'all be blessed. Ashe.